So tonight is actually the 15th anniversary of Boogie Nights. It came out in October '97. And Hard Eight was actually released in February '97, so it's also that movie's 15th anniversary. And I'm really excited to bring up one of the stars of Boogie Nights. So give him a big warm round of applause, Tom Jane.
This is cool.
So a few minutes ago, I just learned that Tom actually has a history with the New Beverly Cinema. So I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about that.
Well,
history.
yeah, this for me, this is really special for me because to be here tonight and see one of my movies or a movie that I was in playing here because I used to know Sherman and an old girlfriend of mine. Yeah, some of you might know Sherman used to own he's the original owner of the New Beverly and he's the master of ceremonies who started this theater. And an old girlfriend of mine used to work selling popcorn. When I came out here and I was a young, starving artist, living in Hollywood and getting into trouble and trying to make ends meet and not doing a very good job of it, being hungry a lot. I used to come here every night that she was working, and she'd give me free popcorn, and that was dinner. A lot of times that was dinner, and a couple of candy bars on the side every now and then. But she that was awesome, and Sherman was really sweet to her and to me, and he used to always let me come in for free. I'd sit in the back and watch movies. And this was my film school, the New Beverly. Are there any people in film school here tonight? A couple, that's great, man. When I was going to here, when I was hanging out here, the audience was, as far as I know, there were some guys that you weren't really sure where they were from, and there's some guys with the long trench coats and stuff like that, greasy hair and all that. There's probably a couple here tonight. Express yourself. But there were a lot of students, here, and we used to sit around outside and talk about the movies and stuff. But this was my film school. I saw so many movies that I would have never gotten turned on to, for being basically a farm boy from Maryland, and I came out here pretty young, and I got turned on to Fellini, and I saw Blood Simple here, and I saw La Dolce Vita, and, hundreds of, I probably saw 100 movies here at the New Beverly. I was a real regular, I was here at least 3 times a week.
Yeah.
So, for me, this is a really kind of a special, kind of a distinct moment for me to just to sit up here and talk to you guys and have a movie that I was in, actually playing on this old movie screen. It's great. It looks a lot better, a hell of a lot better than it did. And the marquee was not nice and bright and shiny the way you see it there. I was shocked when I walked up. This beautiful marquee, the nice New Beverly thing, man. It was cracked and the light bulbs were out and some of the letters were missing. But that was the charm of the place. I absolutely loved it. Love this place, and the smell of this place is in my bones, and this is a really unique theater, and what they do here is inspiring, okay, I'm done talking.
Well, we're excited to have you, Tom. I'm glad you came. So let's start at the beginning. When did you first hear about Boogie Nights?
Yeah, so Boogie Nights was I was, I can't remember if I had an agent yet, but I was really kind of just starting out. I know I got my SAG card doing a Coca-Cola commercial where I played a chicken. Yeah, when I took the chicken helmet off so they saw my face, so that gets me into SAG. And and I had done a couple of things. I think I did a day on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie. It was really fun. That's where I met Paul Rubens there, who's still a dear friend of mine, and David Arquette, and made some friends on that movie, and I can't remember. I hadn't done very much, and I somehow a casting director sent me the script. I think it was a casting director. I think it was Christine Sheeks who was casting the movie. And I think I had auditioned for her for something else. And she said, I've got this pretty amazing script, I want you to read it. Didn't say anything about what part to play or anything like that. I think that Mark Wahlberg had been cast as Dirk Diggler, and this script was about 180 pages. And I'd read a few scripts, not very many, but I was, it was an amazing script. I was struck, really blown away by the humor and the story and Paul's writing. It was young and vibrant and fucking full of balls and full of cum. It was a really, it was a really just powerful script. And then the part of Todd Parker came up, and that scene where we go and rob Alfred Molina. That scene plays exactly the way it's written. It's the best scene in the movie. Reading the script, I said, this is the best scene in the movie. I have to do this. I have to do this part. So I kind of I cast myself as Todd Parker, and went in and auditioned. I said I want to audition for Todd Parker, and I think I auditioned twice. I think I auditioned, I can't remember if Paul was there or not, but they brought me back. And they brought me back to do an improv with John C. Reilly and Philip Seymour Hoffman. So, yeah, I walked in and there's these two kind of, according to me, these seasoned fucking film actors and me who I literally, I was doing theater in Hollywood. And I don't need to say anything else, right? I actually built my own theater down off of Melrose and Hyperion. If you go down Melrose to Hyperion and you hang a right there in that first block, there's a little tiny theater. I think it's still there. We called it the Space Theater. I built that theater. Me and my pals, me and my buddies, we rented the space and we went in there and we cut the lumber and we built the stage and we built the seats and hung the lights and we started doing theater there. You could probably fit 49 people in the little space, but we did play after play after play, and that was our that was how we learned how to act. Just like, well, I guess we'll just do plays. And nobody would come. You get all your friends to come on the first weekend, and then the second weekend you're outside on the corner, talking to the taco guy, going, "Hey man, when do you get off, dude? You want to come see some theater?" It was fun. But I did this improv with Philip Seymour Hoffman and John C. Reilly, and we read the script a little bit, and then Paul had us, just kind of like do your thing. It's just sort of a night. You guys are snorting coke and you're hanging out, and it's 3:00 in the afternoon, but you started like 48 hours ago, and then we just went into the sing. It must have gone on. I don't know. It must have gone on for like 10 or 15 minutes, and it was we all just like jazz musicians. We just kind of picked up on the vibe and ran with it, and it was really, really, really fun. And that was kind of the way the shoot was. There was a lot of improv going on, and actors just feeling kind of free, and that's one thing that's sort of notable about the way Paul Thomas Anderson works is the freedom that he gives to his actors. The writing's great. Of course, we always sort of say the lines and stuff, but if you have an idea, or you have a line to throw in, or you have a moment, or something happens, or if something happens by mistake, kind of roll with it. And that was what he encouraged, you know, that spontaneity and that freedom. And that's what was so fun about working on Boogie Nights, you know.
Well, I've known Tom a while, and I've certainly complimented him before, but you're so good in this movie, Tom. You really are. And you're in the midst... You're amongst one of the most amazing ensemble casts. Yeah. And a lot of young actors, I think, would have got swallowed up in there. So I just think it's a testament to your talent that this was your breakout movie, and people really remember you from it.
Yeah, I got lucky, you know, by running into this film, you know, early on. It spoils you though, you know, because then, you know, because you're an actor and you have to work, and you got to go out, and then you know, you can move out of your apartment, but now you've got a Mercedes, you know, and now you got to pay for the Mercedes, so, you know, then you become like a working person, which I've always kind of hated, you know. And that's why I became an actor to begin with, so I didn't have to work. And then suddenly you find, you know, if you want to have a life, if you ever want to have a kid, and you know, do that and stuff that people do, you have to work, you know, and it's a piss me off because the movies are few and far between, you know, that really inspire you or allow you to do some fun stuff. But they come along, you know. They're just like Robert Duvall said, you know, one for the art and one for the condo. This one was definitely for the art. Oh. What else?
Now, you talked about the freedom that Paul gives you on set, but a lot of his scenes are so, you know, the photography is so choreographed. So can you talk a little bit about blocking one of those sequences where he knows visually he's going to do something really complicated, but how does he incorporate you and give you that freedom?
Yeah, it's a kind of a tricky thing, you know. I think that, you know, you afford actors as much freedom as you can when you can. So if it's a shot where guys are sitting around a table, you know, snorting blow, and you've got the camera, and you look, I'm going to spin the camera around, I'm just going to keep it going. And until we run out of film, and then we're going to reload, and, you know, so just do the scene, and then when the scene's over, just start the scene up again, and just keep going, you know. We're just going to, we'll stop when we literally, wherever the camera stopped, when it was time to reload, that's where the camera stopped, they reload, roll again, boom, they pick it up right from there. And that's really fun, and you have a lot of freedom, and you can try stuff and throw out lines and drop shit on the floor and crawl under the table and do whatever the fuck you want, right? But because then when it's time to do a huge Steadicam choreographed party scene, and you've got 100 moving parts, and it's you know, 4 or 5 minute take or whatever it was, then it becomes very specific. So you kind of, you know, it's kind of the trade-off. You're like, okay, I know that when the camera comes around the corner, I've got to, you know, do this, and it becomes like a dance. And that becomes fun too, but the process of getting there is also very improvisatory. You know, I think it's a matter of really utilizing rehearsal and giving the actors the freedom to do whatever the hell they want, and watching, and then picking. You can kind of cherry pick the moments, and then you can create your shots based on what you see, what the actors are doing, which, believe it or not, is a different way of working than most directors. You know, and you don't. I mean, I don't even know why you show up in the morning. You know, just get into makeup, and then just tell me where to stand, and that's, you know, how it's done in a lot of the time. But a good director will always sort of at least give you the illusion that you're kind of doing what you want to do, you know.